Hey y'all, Tom here, ND3N, and thanks for dropping by my little shack in the corner for a ham shack chat about how to do a contest. This video is meant for the new contester or a ham that maybe only has limited experience with contesting, especially if you've been kind of unsuccessful at it. Maybe there's some tips and tricks I can help you with. I'm going to step you through the process that I use when preparing to do a contest. Now, these are things that work for me and that I figured out by making mistakes and learning from them. Doing a contest can be boiled down into 4 words: pick, plan, play, and present. The first thing that you want to do is pick a contest. Before you can really pick a contest, though, you need to ask yourself 3 related questions. First, what contest can you do? Look at your station. Determine what you're able to do with it. If all you have is a VHF radio, there are still contests out there you can do, but you'll be limited to VHF contesting. If all you have is an HF rig, a microphone, and a single band dipole antenna, which coincidentally is about 25% of the people, that's what they have, then you'll probably consider an SSB contest, focusing on the band that your antenna is tuned to. As the capabilities of your stations increase, so will the number of contests that you can do. Now, the second thing you want to ask yourself is, what contest do you want to do? Everybody has preferences. When you are operating your rig, what do you like to do? Do you pound brass or play with FT8? Do you talk on local repeaters, or do you check into nets on HF SSB? Or do you sit and call CQ and just see what happens? Do you prefer a short exchange, such as name and signal report? Or do you prefer a long rag chew? These are all things that you should consider when picking your contest. Finally, ask yourself what you want to accomplish with contesting. Do you want to challenge yourself and your equipment? Do you want to make a lot of contacts in a short period of time so you can quickly earn your DXCC or worked all states or whatever wallpaper you're looking for? Do you want to set a goal, like how many hours you will contest for, how many countries you'll work, or you want to make a certain number of points and multipliers for a minimum final score? Or maybe you just want to dip your toes in the water and see if you like it or not. Now that you have a better idea of what your station can do and what you want to do, you can pick out a contest that suits you. There are a couple of good resources in searching out a contest. The first is the contest calendar by WA7BNM. Now, I put a link down to in the video description to this amazing website. And it's really one of my primary resources when I'm determining which contest I'm going to work. When you get on that page, you will notice a banner across the top with different calendars available to you. The first is the 8-day calendar, which will tell you what's coming up in the next couple weeks. The next banner heading you might want to check out is the 12-month calendar, which sorts all the calendars for the next year, sorted by contest start time and date. Finally, you can check out the alphabetical listing, which, as the name suggests, it lists all the contests alphabetically. That way, if you know kind of what the contest is, that you might have an inkling toward working toward, you can look it up, get the rules, find out when it's going to happen, all that sort of stuff. You spend a little time cruising around this website to see if any of these contests catch your eyes. The next resource you should look up is also in the video description. The link is the ARRL contest calendar. It shows a link of all ARRL contests and provides a link to the contest corral, which is a listing of upcoming contests, including non-ARRL contests. Also on that page, it has links to other contest resources. You want to pick your software from and I've included a list of software. In the free software category, I recommend N1MM. Now, personally, I use the paid software package WriteLog. It cost me $35 a year. Small price to pay for as much time as I spend contesting. I've included a link to several different contest software options so you can compare and contrast between them to find one that you would be most comfortable using. Now that you picked your contest, it's time to plan for the contest. Don't be afraid to write your plan down. I do it. I actually write my plan down. I'm going to start this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to set my computer up on this date. But the starting point is always reading and, most importantly, understanding the rules for the contest that you want to go in. Determining your entry category. Make a schedule for your time leading up to the contest and during the contest. Be sure to include breaks for eating and sleeping. Have contingencies set up in place, and say in place something goes wrong. Play the what if game. Oh, what if my antenna breaks? What if my main radio breaks? Well, do you have a backup radio? Maybe something stashed in the garage. Do you have a friend you can call and borrow a radio? What happens if my key breaks? Do I know how to use a paddle? All that sort of stuff. You want to set up your station in such a way that you can work on your computer and have your radios and other supporting gear in easy view and reach. One of the most critical aspects of doing a contest is known as BIC time, or butt in chair. If you plan on sitting at your operating station for any extended period of time, a comfortable chair is a necessity. I recommend a visit to a local office supply store where you can check out the chairs there for comfort, adjustability, and affordability. Wide range of chairs. You can spend a couple $100, maybe even less, up to several $1,000. I wouldn't recommend a several $1,000 chair. Not when a $200 chair will do just as well. Now, use everything you can to improve your score. For example, if you decide to do a CW contest, you can do it with a straight key and paddle and a notepad to copy down everything. But you're going to find yourself tiring out and losing your concentration early on. Now, the alternative is to use a computer to send and decode your CW contest messages. And bonus, something to look for in a contest software, many of these packages will have the capability of doing that for you. However, you'll need an external keyer to interface between the computer and the rig. And I recommend the WinKey USB. You can also get a micro key, and there are a number of options. I like the WinKeyer. And the link to it is down in the video description. Almost all the contest software packages will allow you to pre-program macros, that is, phrases, words, sequential numbers, that sort of thing. And I have put down a list of possible macros that you would want to include in your planning. Now, these are written generically because every software package has a different way of writing the macros, different way of laying them out, all of that. But you can look up the specifics of how to do that once you selected your software package. The last thing you'll want to do in preparation is to test your station. You want to make sure your radio is set up properly, your software is set up correctly, your station is laid out comfortably, and that you'll be able to make contacts efficiently. Put out a couple of test messages in your contest band to make sure everything is going to work when the contesting starts. When you're doing a test message, go on an off band. For instance, at night, go on 10 meters. At noontime, go on 80 meters. Turn your radio down to 5 watts. You just don't want to be disturbing anybody who might be out there. Now, in many countries, ham radio contesting is referred to, and I love this term, radio sport. Sports are played. So now it's time to play the contest. Be in your seat with your station connected up, meaning your computer, your software, your radio, any necessary accessories. You want to be there about 15 to 30 minutes prior to the start of the contest. And follow your plan. If you want to run a frequency, that's where you sit on one frequency, a call CQ, let everybody else come to you. That's good. Alternative, you can search and pounce and then follow your plan. In other words, scroll through the frequencies, find somebody calling CQ, get back to them, make the exchange. You want to get into a rhythm. Listen to how the other contesters are working and follow their lead. You can tell who's a good contester, who's being very efficient. Try to emulate that person. Keep your messages as short as possible while exchanging all the information needed. If something goes wrong, you only have 2 choices, and these should have been in your contingency plans. You either fix your station and continue, or give it up. Now, the job isn't over until the paperwork is done. So, you need to present your results. Put your log together in the format required by the rules, which will usually be a Cabrillo file. And, by the way, your contesting software should be able to put a Cabrillo file together for you. You want to make sure you submit your log in the manner prescribed and within the time allotted. It used to be, when we were doing paper logs, you had 30 days. Your logs had to be postmarked no later than 30 days prior. Now, with the advent of Cabrillo and computer updates, a lot of these contests are requiring that you submit your logs within 5 days. Now, after your log has been submitted, that's a great time to go ahead and update your local logbook and any external logbooks like Logbook of the World, and any external that you would use. Now, your final thing you got to do is sit back, sip on your favorite adult beverage, take a breath, pick another contest, rinse and repeat. And that's how to do a contest, or at least how I do my contest. You, of course, can do it any way you want to, but as I noted in the beginning, my process has been refined by the mistakes I've made and learned from. Will it work for you? I don't know. Secret between you and me, there's only one way you can tell. From picking a contest, to planning out that contest, to playing in that contest, and finally presenting your results, I hope that I've provided some insight into how to do a contest. If you've learned something or just enjoyed the presentation, please give me a like by popping that thumbs up icon. Please share this content with your friends who might also be interested in content or just kind of enjoy this kind of content. And please comment in the section below. I reply to all comments within 24 hours and usually a lot sooner. As always, at your service. I'm Tom, ND3N. 7-3 for now. And I'm out.